I decided I would try it. And now I know that if I ever did need the internal benefits of geranium, it will be in a capsule.
You're listening to Essential Oil Conversations, the podcast for busy women who love natural living, friendship, and a little bit of entrepreneurship too. All right, Heather, what are we talking about today?
We are popping open a bottle of geranium. Florals aren't my favorite, but I feel like a lot of people do enjoy florals, and I think this is a popular one. It is also known as the poor man's rose. So if you think about the popularity that it could have just for the people that can't afford rose but want the benefits, then this one is a pretty good one.
Do you think it smells like rose?
I think it smells like a perfumey rose. I don't think that's probably a very clear description by any means, but to me, it has a little bit more sharpness that my nose doesn't like.
I agree with the sharpness.
But it does have a rose underneath.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I say I don't like floral oils, but I love rose and I love magnolia. So, but this one, and I use rose every single day. And I guess I kind of get the hint of rose, but I agree it's much sharper smelling. So,
So rose feels soft. This feels strong.
Yeah. Strong, but still feminine.
And maybe that's where I get the perfumey because, okay. Wow. Okay, so this one can be used internally. It's got that supplements facts box on the back. It tastes like perfume. I will not be adding this to anything. Even on doTERRA's website, it talks about how it's used in the cooking industry and that you can flavor a lot of things with it. This will not be flavoring in my household.
No geranium lattes for you? Thank you for taking one for the team and tasting that.
We just had talked that we are not lavender latte people. Like, neither of us love florals in food, but I decided I would try it. And now I know that if I ever did need the internal benefits of geranium, it will be in a capsule.
Yeah. Good to know. Well, what are some of the benefits of geranium?
I have the Essential Emotions book open in front of me, and its biggest attribute is love and trust. So it talks a lot about how when there is a disconnect, either in a family or in someone's heart, and they're struggling with relationships, that this is a really good one to let love flow freely. So it talks about that it actually diminishes anger and allows for emotional healing of wounds. So I think that there's a lot of families that struggle with different issues that this would probably be a good one to at least diffuse in households like that.
Yeah, or even apply. And, kind of like we talk about being the diffuser, the personal diffuser, and just go like hug all the people while you've got the oil on. That would be good as well. And again, even though Heather and I think the smell is sharp, I know a lot of people use this as a personal perfume because they love the smell.
And it is very good for skin and hair. So what you were just talking about being the human diffuser, this would be a wonderful one to run through your hair if you wanted to do something like that, because it already is a scent that I think people identify with lotions and perfumes. So I don't think that would be an uncommon scent to find on somebody either.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, the hair. I said this before we recorded, but just now it dawned on me how strange this is. It helps with both dry hair as well as oily hair. Like, how does it do both? I guess it just neutralizes regardless of what's going on. And then
digestion works that way
too,
right? Digestion, if you've got upset stomach versus you have lack of movement, then digestion does both.
Mm-hmm. So do you think you rub it on the scalp or run it through the hair?
It talks about you can add it to shampoo and conditioner. So okay. I think sometimes applying essential oil to dry hair can sometimes give it a little bit of a greasy look, no matter what oil you're using, I think. But doing it through the shampoo, conditioner, or just running it through on your hands through damp hair, I think would be the best way to go.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So don't rub it all over my scalp right after we get off this because I didn't wash my hair today.
This is not a dry shampoo, Meg. No.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Thank you for clarifying.
How do you primarily use this one?
I really don't primarily use it like at all. I couldn't tell you the last time I used geranium. And I don't mind the smell that much. I don't know why. It's just not one that I reach for. I think maybe because I use rose every day, that's already part of my routine. But it is interesting to look and see how many uses there are for this oil. And unfortunately, most of the uses I can't even say because this will be online, but that's a good reason to have a reference book. So if you don't have a reference book and you're curious about getting a reference book, we do have something that can help you with that. We have the Essential Oil Reference Book Matchmaker, which is a totally free tool that you can download, and it will help you figure out which reference book would be best for you, because there's a lot of really good ones out there, but knowing which one's going to match with your personality makes a difference. And this is one of those oils, like, I'm shocked at how many different things this helps with. Like we touched on skin, but it helps with all kinds of different digestive organ systems as well. Blood sugar also helps with like cuts and wounds. Like it's really surprising how many different things this does. Oh, and feminine health. A lot of feminine health issues can be helped with this oil as well. So yeah, get yourself a reference book.
Out of curiosity, does it specify whether that is topical or internal use?
For which one?
Any of those types of things?
Yeah, internal or topical seems to be the top recommendations. The only one that I see for aromatic is for the emotional benefits. And so in here it says weak, broken, or wounded heart, and then you can use it aromatically.
Yeah. And honestly, I probably use geranium mostly aromatically. I feel like I really like citrus oils with floral oils in the diffuser. And so I will rotate through the floral oils that I use. I feel like we use lavender a lot in the house for all kinds of other topical uses. And so that's kind of the kids' go-to for things. So I save things like geranium for the diffuser, but it smells really good in the diffuser with citrus oils too.
Okay, I might try that when we get off. So good to know. Well, anything else about geranium?
I think that if you are looking for an oil similar to rose that has lots of similar benefits and properties, that geranium is an inexpensive choice to go for.
Yep. Totally agree. All right. Well, next week we will have an awesome conversation about ginger oil, which is one of my favorite oils, which always surprises me to say that. But yeah, so definitely want to tune in next week. Thanks so much for listening.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.